Prosthetic prescription. So what is prosthetic prescriptions? Prosthetic prescription is the writing of the prescription. So because of the prescription, the prosthetician can design according to the patient's condition. Next one is prosthetic prescription is a multidisciplinary process that includes at least the surgeons, the user, the physiotherapist and the prosthetics. During the prescription process, the team decides on the type of the device that should be fabricated and also the socket design, the various component, the choice of the suspension. All the decisions are very important for the rehabilitation process. So this is all about the prosthetic prescription writing. This is a multidisciplinary process that includes the surgeons, the physiotherapists, the prostheticians, the prosthetics. During the prescriptions, the team decides the type of the device and the material of the device, and all these decisions are very crucial for the patients. No prosthetic component is ideal for all the clients. That is, for example, if you are making the prosthetics with plastic material, or it would be from the metal. So according to the patient's condition, according to its skin sensitivity, it's totally different from patients to patient. It is necessary to select components that are most important to meet each individual needs. The task of the physiotherapist to conjoin with other team members is to judge the merits of various fit, shanks and the other components in the basis of objectives and subjective informations. In 1995, Medicare identified functional levels of prosthetic users with the unilateral transtibial that is just below the knee and transfemoral above knee amputation prosthesis. Next is K-level classification, that is K0 does not have ability to ambulate safely with or without assistance, and a prosthesis does not enhance their quality of life or mobility. K0 means there is totally dependency, no independency. K1 household ambulation, patient is able to walk into his or her house. K2 level, K2 is limited community ambulations. K3 community ambulations and ability to vary cadence with vocational, therapeutic or exercise need. K4 high level of activity such as demonstration by active adults and the athlete. So this is the K classifications. Next is the best criteria for prosthetic prescription in such an instance is performance with a temporary prosthesis, that means K5 grade, that is K4 grade, high level activity such as demonstrations by active adults and prosthetic is ideally suitable for prosthetic wearing. The temporary prosthetic allow preliminary gait and actively training. The temporary socket is designed for easy alterations to accommodate changes in amputation's limb volume. Specific factors related to upper limb prosthesis prescriptions. So what are the specific factors before writing the prescriptions? The first step in prescription is eliciting the amputee's expectations while realizing that upper limb amputee feels that he should the prosthesis that look real, function like hand and elbow were lost, and is low cost and easily maintained. That means before writing the prescription you should know, because upper extremity is like exposure extremity, you can cover, and this is the most important extremity for doing our fine movements. So what patients thinks about this, it looks like cosmetically it looks like real and more functional and low costing. It is necessary to give detailed explanation of what is realistic available, a difference between the body powered and the electrical powered limbs. Third is limitations of prosthetic functions versus intact upper limb extremity. Next slide is Blindness is a difficult problem for an upper limb amputee since the use of terminal device is almost entirely dependent on visual control. In the situations, Krukenberg procedure should be given to one or both the sides. In case of externally powered prosthesis, the amputee must understand that not only are they very costly but also generally weigh considerably more than the body powered prosthesis. Cosmesis is also concerned especially to women and to all who must meet public in their daily work. The older patients who lost limb from trauma or tumor decided to use a very light non-functional device so long as it is cosmetically acceptable. Specific factors related to the lower limb prosthetics prescriptions. The basic reasons for fitting lower limb prosthesis are to enhance ambulations by decreasing the excess energy requirement for crutch walking. First one is this: improving the patient's balance and restorations of bilateral proprioceptive feedback through the residual limb prosthetic interference. The main goal is to restore as much as functional capacity to the lower limb amputee. The other benefit to amputee is the cosmetic restorations provided by the prosthesis. Next is factor affecting the prosthesis prescription. So what are the common factors which are affecting the prosthesis prescriptions? The prosthesis should meet the need and desire of the patients vocationally and avocationally as much as possible. Prosthesis service should be readily available for its maintenance, repair and replacement at suitable intervals. Climate can also play an important role. First role is in excessive humidity area, metal part will tend to rust and wood to rot. In area of extreme dry like desert regions, fine sand particles will quickly wear out the joints of prosthesis. The cost of a given prosthesis. Now what is the assessment before writing the prescriptions? Many prosthesis components are restricted to a specific functional level, so it is very necessary to assess the patient's functional and cognitive capabilities. The assessment typically include history of the patient's present condition and past medical history relevant to functional deficit, symptoms limited ambulations, diagnosis causing these symptoms, other comorbidities relating to ambulatory problems or impacting your use of a new prosthesis, what ambulatory assistance like cane, walker, wheelchairs patients currently use, descriptions of ADS and how they are impacted. So this is the next point is physical examinations to related to the functional deficit, weight and height including recent weight loss and gain, that is BMI. Cardiopulmonary examination is must. Musculoskeletal examinations, arm and leg strength, MMT you can measure, and ROMs, that is range of motions. Neurological examination, gait, balance and coordination before and post writing the prosthetic prescriptions. Prosthetic examination and evaluations. The prosthesis should be examined before the patient engage in prosthetic training and should be re-examined at the conclusions of training. This procedure is intended to determine the adequacy of prosthesis fit and functions, wearer opinion of appearance and overall or satisfactions. The process typically follows a sequence of examinations the prosthesis while in the static analysis, that is the patient in standing positions, and the dynamic analysis, then when the patient in the walking or the patient in the gait. The initial evaluation has three options: pass, provisional pass, and third one is the fail. Pass. It indicates that no changes are needed in prosthesis and the patient can proceed training. So this is the evaluation. This is the first level. Provisional pass. It signals that one or more minor problems require corrections, none of which would interfere with training. For examples, poor finishing of the prosthetic foot. Fail. The team's judgment that the prosthesis has a major fault, it should be corrected before prosthetic training. For example, the socket that abrades the amputation's limb, because when the sockets are not accurate, the residual limbs out from the socket and patient will not be able to walk. The final evaluation has two ratings, pass and the fail. In last slide we discussed about initial evaluation. In this slide we are discussing about the final evaluations, has two ratings. The first is pass and the second one is the fail. Pass, no problem exists and the patient uses the prosthesis in a manner commensurate with the individual physical capacity. Fail, major or minor problems remains. Now next one is the transtibial examinations, below knee amputation examinations. Static analysis, the prosthesis examined while the wearer stands and sit. The adhesion, the amputation limb and the details of the prosthesis is examined. The prosthesis should be compared with prescriptions. The new wearer should stand in parallel bars or other secure environment with equal weight on both the side. The therapist should ask subjective comments about comfort. Estimate the anterior, posterior and mediolateral alignment are aided by slipping a sheet of paper under various parts of the shoes. Ideally, the patient should stand with both heel and sole flat on the floor. Misalignment indicated by excessive weight bearing on one portion of the shoe may be confirmed by subsequent analysis of the gait. Now, transtibial static deviations. So this diagram indicates the corrections of the sockets and the transtibial from anteroposteriorly and the mediolaterally as well. When the individual stands, the pelvis tilts. Therapist should place lift under the foot on the shorter side to restore the level of the pelvis, because LLD can happen. So it changes the biomechanics of the lower extremity. If the total lift measure ½ inch or 1 centimeter or less, then no attention is needed. That means ½ inch, that is fine. If difference will occur in the LLD, ½ inch, it is fine. For greater discrepancy, one should seek causative factors. An amputation sling that sinks too far into socket will make the prosthesis side appear shorter and wearer will probably complain of discomfort. Comfortable sitting is a primary need of all the people. The posterior beam should not impinge into the popliteal fossa and hamstring. Relief should be adequate, especially on medial side where the semitendinosus and semimembranous insert very distally. This all are the static dynamics. Now, static analysis. Next one is the dynamic analysis in transtibial amputations and transtibial prosthesis. Analysis of gait pattern, head performance of other ambulatory activities is essential for rehabilitations. The major reasons for prosthesis fitting is to resume walking. When walking with prosthesis, we can see gait compensations in patients. It can be due to patient's cause, and next reason is for the prosthetic cause. Patient cause, muscle weakness. Either it will be muscle weakness, either will be contractures or pain or decreased confidence in prosthetic or residual limb. So these all are the patient's cause. Now what is the prosthesis cause? Prosthesis misalignment, poor fitting prosthetic sockets. So these all are the dynamic analysis of the transtibial prosthesis. So this diagram you can check. What are the corrections, what are the problems, what are the deviation observed, and what are the cause of the transtibial dynamic alignment. This is also the transtibial dynamic alignment lateral view. Next is transfemoral examinations. Static, again two types of analysis, static analysis and next one is the dynamic analysis. transfemoral Abbo-knee prosthesis or Abbo-knee amputation examinations. The knee unit should be stable enough to resist a blow delivered by the patient to the posterior aspect when the patient stands. The further posterior the knee bolt, the more stable the knee will be. The farther posterior to the knee bolt, the more stable to the knee will be. If the prosthesis has a quadrilateral socket, proper location of adductor longus and ischial tuberosity ensures that the patient has a put socket correct way. The lateral attachment of Salicia belt should be superior and posterior to the greater trochanter for best control of the prosthesis rotations. Anteriorly, the attachment should be at the level of ischial tuberosity or slightly below to aid adducting the prosthesis. The patient should be able to sit comfortably with prosthesis. The prosthesis discomfort may indicate the inadequate hamstring relief or a sharp or thick posterior brim. So this is the diagram of transfemoral static deviations. What are the cause, what are the problems, and what are the corrections should be needed. Dynamic analysis. Gait analysis gives the clinic team to determine the adequacy of socket fit and the prosthesis alignment and the adjustment. The patient also influences the walking pattern by timing and the force of muscular contractions and presence or absence of the contractures. The goal of the walking with transfemoral prosthesis is comfortable, safe, efficient gait. So this is all about the prosthetic prescriptions. What point you should know about the upper limb prosthetic prescription writing and the lower limb prosthetic prescriptions writing. You should also teach the patient of donning and doffing of the prosthesis, how to wear the prosthesis, how to remove the prosthesis. So according to that you can write the prescriptions in a correct way. Thank you.